Chairperson, the ACDP recognizes that South Africa has a unique history of dispossession of land from black people by colonialists, and that because government's current land reform program has been fraught with difficulties since its inception, land reform has been far too slow. However, we disagree with the sentiment that at the center of the present crisis regarding the resolution of the land question is the property clause in section 25(1) of the Constitution, which protects private property rights. Chairperson, the property clause was debated at great length, and the drafters of our Constitution then concluded that it had to be included in the Constitution to protect all citizens against state abuse. The protections in the Constitution are not there for a select few, but for all in South Africa who own or aspire to own property. We should not pass legislation because we trust ourselves to do the right thing, but we should pass legislation that will ensure that any government to come will be constrained and held accountable to do the right thing. We are concerned that the land issue is being used as a political football in the case of the EFF to garner support, and in the case of the ANC to detract from more pressing issues such as widespread corruption and lack of service delivery in this case. Chairperson, we also need to be mindful of what the Constitutional Court said regarding illegal land invasions. It said to allow such would be a recipe for anarchy. We would caution, therefore, that to consider expropriating land without any form of compensation would similarly be a recipe for anarchy in the country. The ACDP believes that we need to jointly find solutions to the land issue. Partnerships with existing, experienced, and emerging farmers with the state playing a facilitating role is one possibility. We are in favor of finding solutions, but believe the amendment of the property rights clause is not the answer. Recent calls by President Zuma and the Land Reform Minister Gugile Nkwinti that government should start land expropriation without compensation are not helpful in this regard. The disastrous consequences of such actions will be a breakdown of reconciliation and national unity in our country, and all that the late President Mandela fought and stood for, and would open the floodgates for land invasions and confrontation that will unfortunately lead to injuries, loss of life, and property. The ACDP does not support this draft resolution. We support expropriation where necessary, with compensation as stipulated in our Constitution. The ACDP does not want to see chaotic land invasions in our country as a result of this expropriation that many are talking about. We know that vast tracts of land have been left idle, reflecting lack of resources, skills, and capacity on the part of the new owners. Commercial farmers and formal agricultural structures have been destroyed, and what used to be profitable land has now been rendered unproductive. That's why we believe that coming together to rationally resolve this problem of land redistribution would be the best way to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member.